Hey, shalom to you brothers out there, shalom. All praises to the Most High, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Peace and mercy to the 1/3 and 144. Right, the 1/3 out of every people, tongue, and nation, and 12,000 out of each tribe of the nation of Israel. So I'm over here in this little quiet place, right? Just came over here just to do this video. I'm gonna say this through the Spirit. If I was a normal person going through everything I'm going through, it would drive me fucking insane and crazy. But since I'm on this path and I'm on this mission, I'm gonna finish it. You know, I don't give a fuck about death. I don't care about the Matrix. I don't care about any of this shit, bro. All I care about is finishing this work and doing this work. You know, that's what the Lord He put me on. That is my path. The more I'm learning about myself, the stronger I'm getting. I mean, I really can't explain it, man. I can't explain it. All I can say is it plays out in my spirit. I am the story. And I always bring things back to its original form. I'm not here to pamper anybody. I'm not here to be liked by people. I'm not here for any of that. I'm just here to finish this journey. At the end, when everything clears, everything's gonna be revealed, and I'm still gonna be here. That's the heavy part. That's the part that's gonna take people by surprise. You brothers out there that were called bugged out, crazy, or he's this, or he's that, but really the Lord is with you. Continue to push forward, man. I mean, if you like I do, it's not really a feel good message. It's just I'm speaking from my point of view. We're in a time of war. We're in a time of judgment. We're in a time of all this shit taking place. We're in this time, but in the midst of all this, I'm not trying to get weapons and shit like that. I'm not trying to get no bunkers. I'm not trying to do any of that shit, bro. I'm staying right here on my lot, walking forward, and I'm just gonna continue to follow Him. Do you see how the Lord He's given me this mindset through all the hell? That's literally the mindset that He's giving me, and you know, I'm gonna say this again in this video. It's very important that we break the strongholds out of our people, man. It's very important that we break the strongholds out of Israel, because if the truth is what's important within our nation, then everybody should be speaking the truth, from the top Pharisees all the way down, whatever position you're given. We're in a new covenant, man. If camps are denying the new covenant, they're denying the truth of the scriptures. You don't have 100% truth. The Lord is the Son of God. The Gentiles are going to make it, man. I am the story. It plays out in different parts of this quilt. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still here. Do you get it now? I'm not getting any, like, what the Matrix is doing is increasing me within. That's what it's doing, bro. That's what it's doing and I don't have any strength of my own. I don't. It's the Lord that's ultimately going to guide me through all this shit, man, that I put myself through. So this is Ruth chapter 1. It says Naomi's widowed. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain band of Bethlehem, Judah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Judah. And they came into the country of Moab and continued there. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the woman of Moab, and the name of the one was Orpha, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelt there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Chilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left also with her 2 sons and her husbands. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab how that the Lord had visited his people and giving them bread. Therefore she went forth out of the place where she was, and her two daughters-in-law with her, and they went on the way to return unto the land of Judah. And Naomi said unto her two daughters-in-law, Go and return east to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead as with me. The Lord grant you that you may find rest. The Lord grant you that you may find rest, each of you in the house of her husband. And she kissed him, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And they said unto her, Surely we will return with thee unto thy people. And Naomi said, Turn again, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands? Turn again, my daughters, go your way, for I am too old to have an husband. If I should say I have hope, if I shall have an husband also tonight, and shall bear sons. If I shall have an husband also tonight and shall bear sons, would you tarry for them till they were grown? Would you stay for them from having husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it grievous me much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord is gone out against me. Now it says Ruth's loyalty. So what is Naomi telling Ruth and what was the other girl right here? Ruth and no, Orpha. Now Naomi and Orpha. Ruth's loyalty. And they lifted up their voice and wept again, and Orpha kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her. And she said, Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people, and unto her gods returned thou after thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people will be my people, and thy God, my God. So here it is, you got Naomi. She's a Hebrew. You got Slakia, Ruth, she's a Hebrew. Naomi's following after her. No, Naomi's a Hebrew. Ruth, she's a Moabitess. So what does Ruth understand that the other girl didn't understand? She was going to follow Naomi. She was going to be engrafted into Israel. She was going to be bought by, what was his name? Boaz. You know why I don't, like, I'm not really that good at breaking it down, but all I do is really, you want to know why I do that, brother? It's because it's a self-healing factor. What my story does for me is it plays out literally in my spirit in real time. So I guess that's my gift. Being able to play it out in real time, the story, that's my gift. Let's keep going. It says, Ruth 1 in verse 14, Ruth's loyalty. And they lifted up their voice and wept again, and Orpha kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth cleaved unto her. Let's get that word for Ruth real quick. Let's see what it says. I know Ruth, she was David's grandmother. Friendship. Daughter-in-law of Naomi, wife of Boaz, and great-grandmother of David. Ruth, a Moabitess, a Ruth. Beautiful. Okay. And she said, Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be as my people, and thy God will be my God. Where thou diest will I die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if out of death part me and thee. And when she saw that she was steadfastly minded to go to her, then she left, speaking unto her. So they two went until they came to Bethlehem, and it came to pass when they were come to Bethlehem that all the city was moved about them. And they said, Is this Naomi? And she said unto him, Call me not Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and the Lord has brought me home again empty. Why then call you me Naomi? Seeing the Lord has testified against me, and the Almighty has afflicted me. So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, his daughter-in-law, with her, and returned out of the country of Moab, and they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of barley harvest. Beautiful. Man, let me keep on going. This is hard, man. It's not easy, so don't mind the way I do things. Don't mind the way that I got my ways about me, but I'm still here. And that's where brothers got to get past. Don't mind the extraness. Don't let you get off track. Understand what I'm saying. Ruth glaired onto Naomi. She didn't leave her. So when I say I'm the story, that's exactly what I mean. I'm the story. Different is this. I'm going to keep on going. Ruth chapter 2 and verse 1. Ruth gleans in Boaz's field. And Naomi had a kinsman of her husband's, a mighty man of wealth of the family of Ahimelech, and his name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabite said unto Naomi, Let me now go to the field and glean ears of corn after him on whose side I shall find grace. And she said unto her, Go, my daughter. And she went and came and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And her hap was to lie on the part of the field belonging unto Boaz, who was of the kindred of Ahimelech. And behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, and said unto the reapers, The Lord be with you. And they answered him, The Lord bless thee. Then said Boaz unto his servants that was set over the reapers, Whose damsel is this? And the servant that was set over the reapers answered and said, It is the Moabitess damsel that came with Naomi out of the country of Moab. And she said, I pray you, let me glean, and gather after the reapers among the sheaves. So she came and had continued even from the morning until now that she tarried a little in the house. Then said Boaz unto Ruth, Hearest thou not, my daughter? Go not to glean in another field, neither go from hence, but abide here, fast by thy maidens. Let thine eyes be on the field that they do reap, and go thou after them. Have I not charged the young man that they should not touch thee? And when thou art athirst, go into the vessels and drink of that which the young men have drawn. Then she fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground and said unto him, Why have I found grace in thy eyes that thou shouldest take knowledge of me, seeing I am a stranger? And Boaz answered and said unto her, It has fully been showed me all that thou hast done unto thy mother-in-law since the death of thy husband, and how thou hast left thy father and thy mother, and the land of thy nativity, and are come unto a people which thou knewest not heretofore. The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust. Then she said, Let me find favor in thy sight, my Lord, for thou hast comforted me, and for that thou hast spoken friendly unto thy handmaid, though I be not like one of thy handmaidens. And Boaz said unto her, At mealtime come thou hither and eat of the bread, and dip thy morsel in the vinegar. And she sat beside the reapers, and he breathed her parched corn, and she did eat, and was sufficed, and left. And when she was raising up to glean, Boaz commanded his young men, saying, Let her glean among the sheaves, and reproach her not. And let some fall also among the handfuls of purpose for her, and leave them, that she may glean them, and rebuke her not. So she gleaned in the field until evening, and beat out that she had gleaned, and it was about an ephah of barley. And she took it up, and went into the city. And her mother-in-law saw what she had gleaned, and she brought forth and gave her that she had reserved after she was sufficed. And her mother-in-law said unto her, Where hast thou gleaned today, and where wroughtest thou? Blessed be he that did take knowledge of thee. And she showed her mother-in-law with whom she had wrought, and said, The man's name with whom I wrought today is Boaz. Let me see what Boaz means. Boaz, Boaz, Boaz. Hey, brother. Glad you're doing good, brother. Stay strong. Stay strong, brother. I know. Boaz means fleetness, ancestor of David, kinsman and redeemer of Ruth, daughter-in-law of Naomi. Name of the left of two brazen pillars, 18 cubits high, erected in the porch of Solomon's temple. So Boaz, he was playing the part of the Redeemer. It says, and Naomi said unto her daughter-in-law, Blessed be he of the Lord who hath not left off his kindness to the living and to the dead. And Naomi said unto her, The man is near of kin unto us, one of our kinsmen. And Ruth the Moabite said, He said unto me also, Thou shalt keep fast by my young men until they have ended all my harvest. And Naomi said unto Ruth her daughter-in-law, It is good, my daughter, that thou shalt go out with his maidens, that they meet thee not in any other field. So she kept fast by the maidens of Boaz to glean unto the end of barley harvest and of wheat harvest, and dwell with her mother-in-law. So I'm just gonna get to the point, but everything's the whole point. So we understand what Naomi did with Boaz. Boaz, he was playing the part of the kinsman redeemer. He was the one that was to redeem Naomi back to Israel. So if we think about Naomi, right, she can be considered the Gentiles being grafted into Israel. So when guys say that the Gentiles can't make it, they're out of their fucking minds, man. It's crazy. It's stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't go with the story. She represents the Gentiles, man. She represents the Gentiles. All right, let me see. Verse 7. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, I'm just going to start at verse 1. Boaz will redeem Ruth. Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her, My daughter, shall I not seek rest for thee, that it may be well with thee? And now is not Boaz of our kindred, with whose maidens thou wast? Behold, he went of his barley tonight in the threshing floor. Wash thyself therefore, and anoint thee, and put thy raiment upon thee, and get thee down to the floor. But make not thyself known unto the man, until he shall have done eating and drinking. And it shall be, when he lies down, that thou shalt mark the place where he lies, and thou shalt go in and uncover his feet, and lay thee down, and he will tell thee what thou shalt do. And she said unto her, All that thou sayest unto me, I will do. What the heck? See, these images start popping up. That's some weird stuff right there. I don't know where that came from. And that was weird. And she went unto the floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law bid her. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and her heart was merry, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of the corn, and she came softly and covered his feet and laid her down. That's weird. See, why is this image coming up even though I'm not thinking about it? I think somebody is trying to broadcast an image onto me. And it came to pass at midnight that the man was afraid and turned himself, and behold, a woman laid at his feet. And he said, Who art thou? And she answered, I am Ruth, thy handmaid. Spread therefore thy skirt over thy handmaid, for thou art a near kinsman. And he said, Blessed be thou of the Lord, my daughter, for thou hast shown more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning. Inasmuch as thou followest not young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do to thee all thou requirest, for all the city of my people does know that thou art a virtuous woman. And now it is true that I am thy near kinsman. Howbeit there is a kinsman nearer than I. Tarry this night, and this will be in the morning, that if you will perform unto the part of a kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman part. But if you will not do the part of a kinsman to thee, then will I do the part of a kinsman to thee, as the Lord liveth. Lie down until the morning. And she laid at his feet until the morning, and she arose up before one could know another. And he said, Let it not be known that a woman came in to the floor. Also, he said, bring the veil that thou hast upon thee and hold it. And when she held it, he measured 6 measures of barley and laid it unto her, and she went into the city. And when she was came into her mother-in-law, she said, who art thou, my daughter? And she told her all that the man had done to her. And she said, these 6 measures of barley gave he to me. For he said to me, go not empty unto thy mother-in-law. Then said she, sit still, my daughter, until thou knowest how the matter will fall. For the man will not be in rest until he have finished the thing this day. So let me keep on going. Okay, so he goes in onto her. All right. Ruth chapter 4 and verse 8. Therefore the king's men said unto Boaz, buy her 30. So he drew off his shoe. And Boaz said unto the elders, listen, elders, and unto all the people, you are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Ahimelech's, and all that was Chilion's and Mahlon's of the hand of Naomi. Moreover, Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of Mahon, have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead be not cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of his place you are witnesses this day. And all the people that were in the gate and the elders said, we are witnesses. The Lord make the woman that is come into thy house like Rachel and like Leah, which two did build the house of Israel, and do thou worthily in Ephrathah, and be famous in Bethlehem. And let thy house be like the house of Pharez, whom Tamar bare unto Judah, of the seed which the Lord shall give thee of this young woman. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And he went in unto her. The Lord gave her conception, and she bare a son. And the woman said unto Naomi, blessed be the Lord, which hath not left thee this day without a kinsman, that his name may be famous in Israel. And he should be unto thee a restorer of thy life, and a nourisher of thine age. For thy daughter-in-law, which lovest thee, which is better to thee than 7 sons, which has borne him. The line of David begins here. And Naomi took the child and laid it in her bosom, and became a nurse unto it. And the woman, her neighbors, gave it a name, saying, there is a son born to Naomi. And they called his name Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. Let me see who Obed was. Obed. Servant, son of Boaz by Ruth, and the grandfather of David, a Judite, a descendant of Jorah, the Egyptian slave of Shishon in the line of Jeremiel, a Judite, father of Azariah, one of the captains of hundreds who joined with Jehoiada in a revolution by which Athaliah fell, one of David's mighty warriors, son of Shemaiah, and the gatekeeper of the temple. Right, so it says, Pharez begat Hezron, and Hezron begat Ram, and Ram begat Abinadab, and Abinadab begat Nahshon, and Nahshon begat Salmon, and Salmon begat Boaz, and Boaz begat Obed, and Obed begat Jesse, and Jesse begat David. Whew, it all makes sense. Trust me, brother, I know. That's why I'm said I'm the story. Stay strong, brother. That's all I can say, man. Stay strong. But with that, all praises to the Most High, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. Peace and mercy to the 1/3 and the 144, the 1/3 out of every people, tongue, and nation. And yeah, don't mind the way I do things, man. Just listen to the message. Peace and mercy to the 1/3 and the 144. Hey, shalom. Beautiful.